Got some good news for you. If you're on Social Security, overpayments could be completely slashed, meaning that the payback is going to be significantly lower. But by how much? I'll let you know that exact number. Also, let's take a look at some of the headlines here with the new bill. Social Security update: benefits could get a major change under this new bill. And new bill changes how Social Security COLAs are calculated. Another one here: Gillibrand announces legislation to boost Social Security benefits for seniors, meaning that every single person on Social Security fixed income would get an increased payment with this bill, saying that the cost of living adjustments for 2024 would have been 25% higher. So I'm going to go over the details of this new bill, what's in it, how you could benefit from it, and give you some other important updates as well. Before I dive into the main content, if you appreciate the Social Security updates, hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel for more Social Security updates. Let's get into it here. Before I get into the overpayment slash, just want to go over this bill for you really quick. But if you're curious about overpayments, stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss what news came out on that. Social Security update: benefits could get a major change under new bill. So a couple other headlines here. New bill changes how Social Security COLAs are calculated, meaning that it would actually increase. Then we have another one here. Gillibrand announces legislation to boost Social Security benefits for seniors, saying legislation would help ensure that Social Security benefits keep pace with rising costs of healthcare. And under this bill, Social Security cost of living adjustment for 2024 would have been 25% higher, meaning that whatever COLA you're getting now, whatever your payment is, it could have been 25% higher, according to this bill, if it has passed. So let's get into the details here. Casey colleagues introduced bill to increase Social Security benefits, help seniors deal with rising costs. So what is this bill called? It's called the Boosting Benefits and COLAs for Seniors Act. Would ensure that Social Security benefits increase at a rate that actually reflects the costs the seniors face. Excuse me. Casey said this: Social Security is the promise of a safe and stable retirement. As the cost of basic goods and services for seniors rises, we can allow that promise to be broken. Casey introduces bill in conjunction with a hearing on preserving and protecting Social Security. So today we have Bob Casey. We also have Richard Blumenthal. We have John Fetterman, Kirsten Gillibrand, Bernie Sanders introduced bill Boosting Benefits and COLAs for Seniors Act. So the bill will help seniors contend with rising costs by changing the way Social Security cost of living adjustments are calculated to increase benefits and more comprehensively reflect the cost incurred by older adults. Casey introduced a bill the same week that he held Aging Committee hearing on preserving and protecting Social Security, saying this: for millions of older adults in Pennsylvania and across the nation, Social Security is the promise of a safe and stable retirement. As the cost of basic goods and services for seniors rise, we cannot allow that promise to be broken. The Boosting Benefits and COLAs for Seniors Act would help seniors contend with rising costs and ensure that Social Security remains a lifeline for all those who need it. So each year, Social Security benefits are adjusted by the COLA, the cost of living adjustment formula, which is currently based on the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners, also known as the CPIW, from the previous year. The CPIW is reflective of everyday spending Americans and includes expenses like food, consumer goods, and housing, among others. Despite this, Social Security benefits have not kept up with costs, and older adults are left struggling to afford food, medications, clothing, and other necessities. The Consumer Price Index for Americans aged 62 or older, also known as the CPIE, is another price index that is more reflective of the actual costs incurred by older adults. For example, within the CPIE, medical expenses are weighed more heavily than they are in the CPIW. The Boosting Benefits and COLAs for Seniors Act would direct the Social Security Administration to adjust benefits based on the CPIE rather than the CPIW. if CPIE would result in a larger increase in benefits, ensuring that seniors get a large enough increase in benefits to contend with rise in costs they are facing. So, spoken about this before. There's actually a few other Social Security bills that also calls to be switched from CPIW to CPIE. Now, the CPIE is usually a higher payment if the COLA was based off of that compared to CPIW. Although I have showed some articles in the past where the CPIW actually might be a little higher than the CPIE. So I'm not sure if this bill will actually just do the highest, whether it's CPIE or CPIW or exclusively CPIE. Anyways, Chairman Casey has led efforts to help seniors get the full level of Social Security benefits they deserve. Yesterday, Casey held an aging committee hearing entitled Keeping Our Promise, the Older Adults and the People with Disabilities, the Status of Social Security Today, where he touted plans to expand Social Security benefits and protect the program. Chairman Casey has also fought to help keep costs for seniors and families in Pennsylvania and across the nation. Starting in November 2023, he has been investigating greedflation and has issued 4 reports on how large corporations are squeezing families under the guise of inflation. Following those reports, he introduced the Shrinkflation Prevention Act and the Price Gouging Prevention Act to crack down on these unfair practices. So, when it comes to this bill, we're going to see what happens with it. It is introduced into Congress officially. We don't know if this is going to have a vote anytime soon, but if it does, I'll definitely keep you posted. Moving on, this is more really good news here. So, Social Security slashes amount of overpayments beneficiaries must pay back. So, Social Security recipients will now have to pay back much less if they were inadvertently overpaid. So, really curious. Let me know down in the comments below. You or anyone you know, do you have to? Were you overpaid? And should you give that money back to Social Security? Have you received any letters? Let us know down in the comments below. So here's the big news right here. The Social Security Administration announced that it will no longer automatically withhold 100% of the overpayment amount from recipients' monthly benefits. Instead, it will collect 10% or $10, whichever is greater, to recover the overpayment. There will be limited exceptions, such as when an overpayment resulted from fraud. Saying this, Social Security is taking a critically important step towards our goal of ensuring our overpayment policies are fair, equitable, and not unduly harm to anyone. This is according to the new Social Security Commissioner, Martin O'Malley, said it's unconscionable that someone would find themselves facing homelessness or unable to pay bills because Social Security withheld their entire payment for recovery for an overpayment. The change applies to new overpayments, but those already having more than 10% of their benefits withheld can contact the Social Security Administration to discuss reducing the rate. So if you or anyone you know is on a payment plan to pay back the SSA, looks like if you just call up, you could get your reduced rate down to 10%. So rather than, let's say, you owe $1,000, 10% of that would be $100. So they're slashing it a lot, which will definitely help, and they're not taking full Social Security checks from people anymore. It looks like they're taking 10% or $10, whichever is higher. So beneficiaries would like a rate lower than 10% will be approved if the overpayment will be recovered within 60 months rather than the former deadline of 36 months. So they're also expanding the deadline. Rather than 3 years, it's going to 5 years, from 36 months to 60 months. Social Security Administration has been under fire lately for mistakenly overpaying beneficiaries and then clawing the money back. Several news outlets have reported the issue, and the House and Ways and Means Committee held a hearing on it last fall, saying improper payments, many of which occur by no fault of those who have been improperly paid, do in fact place a heavy burden on recipients, saying that's why we've got to do more to help prevent this before they happen. So yeah, it looks like there are billions of dollars in overpayments. This may be a solution, But I'm really curious, what are your thoughts reducing the payments down to 10%? Is this a good? Should it help out? Should it be 0% and nothing should be paid back? Let us know down in the comments below. And that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day, and I am going to be telling you that you always need to have fun at the playground or at anything. You need to have fun with yourself and enjoy yourself how you are right now, because the day after it won't be around. So you have to enjoy the day first. Bye!
If you haven't seen the recent Bernie Sanders interview, you're going to want to catch this right here. Don't miss it. Click on this video as he goes over the Social Security Expansion Act, giving an extra $200 more per Social Security recipient across the board, every single Social Security recipient. So you're not going to want to miss this interview in this video right up here. So click that now and I'll see you in that video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.